Hey guys, and welcome, and yes, it is that time again. We have a glorious best of 7 between two warrior gods. We have Enticity on the left-hand side. Looks like he's going to be coming in with Vampirates for round 1. And then we have Grombrindal, aka Chad Fulgrim, and Dowie mains Rejoice. There is no chance. I am willing to bet my entire left side of my body that we will see some Dowie games. There is no chance in a best of 7 between these two chaps that we won't see Dwarfs. And I always love to see Dwarfs in like top tier competitive play. And both these guys are very experienced. Grombrindal's been around for a very long time, longer than Enticity. But Enticity really did explode onto the scene a little while ago, quite a few months ago now, and has really dominated, won a lot of tournaments as well. So I'm very excited. We've been playing on Tower of Hoeth. We have a load of cool maps, a load of cool battles to come. Looks like Enticity is indeed ready to rumble. But how are you guys doing today? What's up, awesome play? By the way, love the name. Kelliger Iron Fist, Kadane, Mountain King, Vengay. Is it Vengay or is it Venjay? I never know. I never know. Nick, Hank, Sergeant Spaghetti, for Poland. Let me quickly advertise this in my Discord, as I don't think I actually did that. We've been in a little bit of a rush. We were trying to figure out which type of rules we were going to play today. We were going to be experimenting with some rules made by Dactor, nonetheless, the ODM member himself. But it was, I thought I had a copy of them. Turns out I didn't. So by the time I got a new copy and given it to Grombrindal, it was quite late in the day before the actual event. So Grombrindal said he felt more comfortable with the current rules, and I'm absolutely fine with that as well. And it's going to be banner rules. So let me just advertise this quickly. We have an epic showdown. Come and see the bloodshed. Yes, yes. Boo, 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 boo. There we go. And we've advertised. Advertising after we started, like a true professional. This is what all the cool kids do, apparently. So, with an epic showdown, come and see the bloodshed, and I am certainly ready. It looks like Enticity is good to rumble. Just waiting on, of course, Grombrindal, who, funnily enough, is having to play Skaven, which is a very undwarvish-like thing to do. But it seems like he's got a lot of support in chat here as well, with a few of his clan mates of the Sons of the Mountain, who are a really cool clan. Obviously, by the name, you can kind of guess they're slightly dwarf-themed. And hopefully we'll see them as well on the channel soon, doing some clan wars and all that good stuff. Maybe ODM versus Sons of the Mountain. That'd certainly be quite baller and fun. But yes, hope you guys are excited. I am very pumped up to see these guys in action. The last best of 7 is going to be nearly impossible to top, though. We had Alfredino versus Vicious Satsuma. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it is one of the best sets of game I've ever seen on any channel. I'm not just saying that because I cast it. It was incredible. It was really amazing. So, good luck, have fun. Screams, Chad Fulgrim. And we shall begin. Vengeance. Vengeance. Oh, strong words, thinking it'd be 4-0 Enticity. Well, Enticity certainly is the type of player who can pull off such remarkable feats, but not many people can take down Grombrindal without an absolute scrap. I should know. I've faced Grombrindal's Dwarfs many a times and felt to the bite of their axe. But of course, he can't play Dwarfs every single game. It is a best of 7, and that's where the flexibility of Enticity, who came into the game as a Dwarf and Vampire main, which is very smart. They play pretty similar, or can play pretty similar, if you wish, and go very defensive together, right? But since then has really expanded his retinue of skill, factions, and all that good stuff, and he's become quite a menacing force in the multiplayer scene. I think often seen as one of those people who can kind of compete for ECL titles, ever-chosen events, and that kind of stuff, which I agree with. He is very good. Dwarfs and Karak arrive in support. They do indeed. Let's sip a little Bugmans and chill out with the boys. Root for our man. Oh man, if we get a tiebreaker between these guys, I'm going to be very happy indeed. Yes, sounds like grudge work to me. Yeah, Grombrindal did say he had a few grudges to scrap out against Enticity. I think he faced each other, of course, in tournaments before. Both these guys, probably the same guys kind of run into each other multiple times, I think, in tournaments. Once you play in a lot of them and you get to the later stages, there's obviously new faces and kind of underdogs and stuff. You get to the late stages all the time, but there's still also that strong core of really talented players who will run into each other. It's a good map. It's time to ravage some Elgi architecture. I actually quite enjoy Tower of Hoeth Mainly due just this strategy everyone knows now, but it's really funny when no one did. You can actually vanguard in this little castle right here and kind of spew force as if you're the High Elves themselves. But anyway, let's have a little look. So, Enticity, going to be very comfortable playing Vampirates. As I said before, he's played these guys as long as I can remember. And, oh my god, this is such a cool build! Look at this, no gunners! A no gunner build. So we have polearms as well as the basic deckhand mobs in the front line with a bit of a vampire rush coming in to back them up are bombers. Bombers will decimate infantry. They got nerfed slightly like a long time ago, but are still very powerful. They're going to be backed up by a couple of scurvy dogs. Now the only air core, or any range, sorry, is going to come in the form of an air core for Enticity today. We have deck droppers dotted all the way along, looking pretty angry. We have a Rotten Leviathan as well as Solostra Diathin herself on her mighty Crabbo, and he's looking pretty angry, this big fat crab. We have Ghosts of the Past, we have the Song of Enthrallment here, as well as the Kraken's Pull, Fog of the Damned, and Tidecall, so a quite wide range there of spells and abilities to bring to the table. And oh no! Oh no! Grombrindal! Grombrindal's coming with a full Eshin build! We have Gutter Runners, we have a Master Assassin, more Gutter Runners, Skaven Slaves, Gutter Runner Slingers with Poison, Eshin Triads, Death Runners. This is freaking awesome! Okay, on this side, more Gutter Runners, and yeah, so basically a load of Skirmish Infantry with Triads, as well as Death Runners, and then a few Skaven Slaves, and that's about it. The Gutter Runners are going to have their work cut out, though. These Crabbos are going to be disgusting here. Yes, sure, Eshin Triads can break them down if the Crabs stick around long enough, but that's certainly going to be a bit of a challenge for them, I think. Gutter Runners with Poison shall be falling back here. More Gutter Runners will be, of course, piling in the pressure. Looks like these guys got a tiny bit of lag, but hopefully that will settle down. Again, PTSD to recent streams. Joke's on you, my shift today is 48 minutes shorter. Damn it, tried to catch Nick at work, but looks like he's got back. Yeah, man, both these guys going crazy. Both these guys. Death Runners have popped a concealment bomb down on this flank, looking to circumvent here the polearms, but they're a little bit too close, so I think they were already spotted, and now they can whip up and around and really hunt down those bombers and do some good work. The mighty Diathin has been hit by Lumen Dread, which could start to cause problems for her, because it, of course, is going to lower that missile resistance and melee defense, and now she's surrounded by Death Runners as well as Gutter Runner Slingers, and she's taking quite a lot of damage here. Master Assassin is darting around, and Ishka's Triads have popped on top of the bombers, which is really good play here, although we do have all the awesome tentacles from the deep come out and start devouring Death Runners, who are currently terrified. I do not blame them. If mythical tentacles ever start coming out of the ground and eating me, just know that I'm most likely terrified. Damn Knights Errant have hopped on top of Gutter Runners, doing some nice damage here. Bombers are being shot down, though, and the Skaven forces starting to dominate the left flank. However, on the right-hand side, the deck droppers are really putting a big old fat thorn in the side of Grombrindal's plan here. Death Runners being forced off. It looks like the bombers have indeed been saved, and Gutter Runners are having to fall back, and both the big Crabbos still looking relatively healthy. So right flank definitely strongly won here by the Pirates, left-hand flank more so by the Skaven. And those damn Knights, they've lost a lot of HP here up against the Triads, who have done a really good job. Master Assassin is pretty much full health. The bombers, though, can continue to rain down fire if the Skaven player isn't careful. Death Runners, though, can dart and do some decent work. In the back line, Scurvy Dogs are trying to cycle charge down the Death Runners, which, yeah, is a good idea. I mean, Death Runners, yeah, they pack a punch, but they have really terrible armor. So Scurvy Dogs will be able to do decent damage to them. It's certainly not the worst target. And it seems like the Vampires are starting to get a bit of a better hand here, as they do kind of crump the middle, and both Crabs are really healthy at this point. And yeah, there's still tools for the Skaven to deal with them, particularly with the help of Lumen Dread, but the deck dropper support as well, ever staying close there to their leader, Solostra Diathin, in order to protect her. Gutter Runners with Slingers, unfortunately, are getting to a little bit close here to the big old Rotten Leviathan, who's crawling through the ruins, looking to slap, spank, and destroy some Gutter Runners, and he's going to be more than up to the task for that. Good luck, have fun, say the guys, which is always good to see some good sportsmanship between these two. And Solostra Diathin is getting pebbled down now. There are some Gutter Runners trying their best. Deckhand mobs are being forced wide as the Death Runners and Master Assassin do start to come back once again to the centre of the battlefield. 2 units of bombers, though, being shut down by some rather sneaky Death Runners here, though the dogs are now on the prowl, looking to hunt these guys down, and that could cause them all kinds of problems. It looks like they are indeed going to be forced off. Balance of power is quite in favour now of the Vampirates. A lot of troops are being chased off and escorted down here by the deck droppers. This is some really good play because the Gutter Runners and Triads are two things that could indeed threaten the Crabos. So getting them off the field nice and early certainly is a big boon there. What's up, CJ? How's it going, champ? Hope you're all good today. Martial Assassin continues to throw those little shurikens. Here's some of the coolest attack animations. And it looks like Gutter Runners as well trying to swarm. But Diaphin, she's taking a little bit of damage, down to getting around about the halfway range of her health. But more bomber pressure is now coming down on those Death Runners. And Death Runners, as I said before, very squishy. And bombers will have an absolutely lovely time up against them. A lot of the skirmish has used up the majority of its ammunition, which will also be a bit of a worry here for Grombrindal. Gutter Runners Slingers, though, are launching those shots a little bit further. Personal preference, I prefer the close quarter Gutter Runners instead of the ones with slings, simply because they shred enemies so much more, but they are obviously shorter range, which can be a problem up against such units as bombers, so I do like this pick quite a bit. We do have some Eshin Triads came out of nowhere. Ishka's Triads. Oh, it is indeed going to be the decoy here, jumping on top of those gunnery mobs, just trying to stop them down and distract them for as long as possible. And Slasher Diaphin has once again been hit by Looming Dread. This is the time. If the Skaven are going to fight back now, the Triads need to hop on top of the Diaphin and finish her off for good, because there's another crab in the distance coming back to the main fight. Skirmishers are trying to pepper down the deck droppers, but slingers, javelins, axes can struggle to hit troops that are in the air. And once again, ethereal tentacles just slaughter Death Runners and the Triads. Even the Song of Enthrallment being popped down as well is going to be quite a big problem. I love the Eshin themed build. I love the VP Rush build, but it seems like the Pirates shall be feasting happily tonight on their boats, because there is simply no way the force of Skaven can hold back the tide. The reason the balance power hasn't gone to army losses yet is because that Master Assassin is so healthy, and he's up to 53 kills. He's done a decent job. Not a bad day's work for him. He's going to scuttle off to the shadows and come back to fight another day. But well played, and it looks like game one shall be going to Enticity, taking the advantage. It's always so nice when you get that first win in a best of 3, best of 5, or best of 7 even. It just lifts that little bit of pressure and piles it on to your opponent. But we've seen reverse sweeps before here on the channel as well, so no matter how far you go, you need to make sure you do finish the job. Slosher Diaphin, 2,354 damage value and 124 kills. Love to see her in action. It's certainly something you don't get to see terribly often. Deckhand mobs, as well as the polearms, really struggled, but that, of course, is to be expected. And the bombers across the board got pretty meagre damage value, though one unit, 749, not shabby whatsoever. Scurvy Dogs had an absolute whale of a time, 750 and 850 damage value, a bucket ton of kills on them as well. And the other crab didn't get much value, but of course tanked a lot, and the deck droppers were a real nuisance hunting down key targets. But it really did come down to the fact that the Skaven just ran out of ammunition and couldn't deal with the Rotten Leviathans. As for Chad Fulgrim, aka Grombrindal, the Master Assassin, I actually really like him as a Lord. I think he's quite underrated. 621 damage value on him, and pretty decent damage value across the board for the Gutter Runners, but nothing too insane. They really did have the problem of having to deal with the copious amounts of undeadly horrors in front of them. So, you know, the deckhand mobs, the polearms and stuff, and it really stopped them from getting on top of key targets. Even the Triads really struggled, despite the fact they got into some pretty juicy combats for quite some time. Good effort though, fun game. GG. GG, love both builds. Yeah, that was some awesome stuff. So, up next we have Karak Asgul. Grombrindal, going to be doing what you should do in this situation. You're one down. Play it nice and simple. Go with the faction you're really comfortable with, and Grombrindal is certainly one of the best Dowie players in the game. And it looks like Enticity though, coming straight with the High Elves, coming in for blood. So it goes Dowie, bans Skaven and Beastmen, and Enticity snap chooses High Elves, which I think, you know, is going to be a pretty damn nasty counter pick. But of course, Grombrindal, being a dwarf, has most likely faced High Elves a insane amount of times. So let's quickly give Enticity the 1-0 there. But this is a best of 7, so plenty of games left to come. What do you guys think of that one? Raki! Fugger Raki! Poor sneaky rats. Man, Rubik's, they tried. They tried. Yeah, man, like, great players with off-meta builds is my favourite thing. It's my favourite thing. Because you just see a bucket ton of wild stuff. Really good, like, have fun. says Fulgrim. Looks like he's indeed ready to rumble. It's time! Oh yeah, this is a grudge match for the ages. This is going to be an angry grudge match. From the mountains come the Dowie to support our fellow king, says Capitan. Good to have you here, man. Yeah, both going with their comfort factions, which of course is very much understandable. Enticity is also a very good Dowie player though, so don't, just because we've got Dowie now, we may get more Dwarfs later on as well. It certainly is a possibility here. Yeah, Enticity on High Elves is going to be scary. Lion Chariots incoming. Indeed. Lion Chariots have been a threat to the Dwarfs for a very long time. I think I know 4 units for Grombrindal. I would expect Ironbreakers. And Hammers, maybe. Which may seem weird. You know, elite builds, elite units. I've spoken about them before and their struggles in Total Warhammer. But Hammers and Ironbreakers have really good mass to pin in Chariots. So it can work. The problem, though, Lion Chariots have really good mass. So despite the changes to mass in general, Lion Chariots still abuse. They abuse Dwarfs. They spank the crap out of them still. Giant Slayers, though, are a nice counter. I'm expecting Enticity to come with a ton of archers, some rangers to kill Slayers, and a bit of a rush. I think he's in the mood to get in there and get the business done. From what we've seen from that first game, I don't think he's going to be sitting back. War of the Beard 2.0. Time to kill some Elgi. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. I'm excited. I'm just going to quickly pop in Discord, make sure we have no problemos. Looks like we're all good in the hood. And we can pop back in. Cool. I'm just waiting on the boy Enticity. Oh, a nice little stretch. So guys, I do have some news. I'm a very busy ducky right now, busting out videos. Because next week, I'm going to be away Monday to Friday. I'm hiking Hadrian's Wall, which is going to be absolutely insane. But it does indeed mean there shall be no streams next week, or at least not during the week. I do actually have the weekend off when I get back, so you may see a cheeky Saturday or Sunday stream. Most likely Sunday, because I'll probably be resting Saturday from my little adventure out to the wall to conquer it in the name of Darkkind. So, yeah, today we've got a stream, and tomorrow we are also going to be doing Death Before Dishonor, the last qualifier, so qualifier number 4 of the tournament, and that'll be the last stream for about a week and a little bit, sadly. But maybe we'll fit one in Friday, but I'm trying to get all of next week's videos, so I'm going to ensure that I still have a video a day, despite the fact I won't currently be in my part of the country. Kazakin, ha! Hammers can get wrecked hard by Lion Chariots. It's true. Like, the Lion Chariots are kind of the biggest problem for Dwarfs. I feel like Hammers and Ironbreakers can work pretty well up against most Chariots, but Lion Chariots can be a problem. What if Angry Scots decapitate you? And who are we going to watch then? I don't know, man. I reckon I can still cast without a head. It'd be a little challenging, but I can be in like one of those like jars, like in Futurama, and just kind of chill out with you guys. And it'll actually be a face cam this time. I'll just be my little face, so we can have it in the corner of the screen or something. But it's gonna be fun, man. Hadrian's Wall, I've got like 0 preparation, which is really bad. I was meant to do a load of prep, but I've just been very busy ducky. So I've kind of failed. But, you know, I'm sure I'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? My legs fall off or something. I've got wings, I can fly. Ducks are used to long voyages, so it shall be okay. Let's have a little drink before these guys get in here. This is a large map, so range could be key here for the Dwarfs. It could be key. I'm actually expecting a range-based build from Enticity here. It's possible. I mean, like, triple bolt throws can be nasty, but no, it looks like he's going to be sticking to his roots here. He brought a lot of single entities and a lot of Lion Chariots. So yeah, this is like the way to fight Dwarfs. Well, there's multiple ways for High Elves, but this is certainly one of them. You have White Lions in the front line. They have really good armor piercing stats throughout, and relatively decent melee attack to try to circumvent Dowie melee defense. and they can do some really lovely damage. We then have archers, 3 units. Now, archers aren't armor-piercing, but that's still a lot of shots coming in, and they can do amazingly with artillery crewmen. We then have white lion chariots. We have 2, in fact. So 2 war lion chariots. A great eagle up in the skies, something you never get to see. But again, it's a single entity which can be healed. And we have Alario the Radiant coming in Tempest, and Earthblood Tempest is needed here in case your opponent goes for a Grudge Thrower spam, which, not Grudge Thrower spam, Gyrocopter spam. There we go. But yeah, fun build. Basically, heal up your chariots, heal up your eagle, and go about your business. As for Grombrindal, he's going to be bringing... He's been in a Thorgrim mood recently. Let's see if the Dwarfs do move forward there, because they're a little bit close to the edge. We have Thorgrim Grudgebearer, Norgrim's Ironbreakers, more Ironbreakers, Hammerers guarding the flanks, Peak Gate Guard, 2 cannons, 2 Slayers. This is about as defensive as it does indeed come. We might have to double check this a little bit. It's very close. Seems like they are moving away from the board edge, so that's all good to see. And there's plenty of room now for chariots to whip around the flank. Cannons are now unleashing hell, aiming for those chariots. They are getting Earthblood to heal them up, which is pretty key right now because they still have all their models. As soon as you start losing models, it becomes a little bit of a problem because, of course, you can't heal up what is dead, unless you're vampires, of course, or vampire counts, or some nasty undead troops. Hammer is just repositioned, looking to guard the flanks where possible. This is about as elite as you can get with the Dwarfs. They only have 442 troops. Ironbreakers to hold the front line, Slayers and Hammerers to really punish chariots. And it looks like those Lion chariots taking a little bit of a pound in here. They're going to be falling back behind the trees. This is top tier play by Enticity, not panicking. Right, I can't use my chariots right now. That is fine. I'm going to run away and wait for the battle to unfold and then bring the chariots in late game. It's certainly a good play indeed. Organ guns versus chariots? You would think so, but I haven't been too successful with them because they're quite short range. You can't pressure the chariots early on like Thorgrim's, or Grombrindal I should say, is currently doing right now. Archer's going to be lined up on those Ironbreakers, who are going to be absorbing the damage. They're fine to absorb the damage. The Archers probably want to push forward and start focusing down these cannons if possible, and the Slayers, one of which is the Dragonback. Thorgrim's going to be pushing forward as well, just chilling with the lads, getting ready to fight, and you can see the Ironbreakers have indeed raised their shields, looking to try to drive away the enemy where possible. Lion Chariots taking a ton of damage. Alario and the Great Eagle just flying up in the skies for now, looking to find a purchase and a good target. Archers have indeed engaged with the cannons, who are triple gold chevron that I've noticed. And this is really bad news for Grombrindal. If the archers are able to take out the cannons, these chariots are going to do a hell of a lot of work. And this is so unfortunate as well. Down to half health multiple times. The chariots are just keeping their models. So, despite the fact they've taken a ton of damage, they seem absolutely fine. Ironbreakers do push forward, driving away the archers, which is quite good play by them. And the cannon just turns around, he's like, right, you don't want me to shoot your chariots, I'm going to shoot your lions. And they just obliterate the lines in the front. Ironbreakers, though, are now isolated, and you can see the Lion Chariots are going to ramrod into this unit with the support of Alario, Great Eagle, and that is going to get very messy very quickly. Giant Slayers are here to support. There's not that much to protect the back line. Looks like the Hammerers are also gold chevrons. My god, this is such an elite build. And the Ironbreakers just decimate the White Lions over on this flank with the help of the Peak Gate Guard, but it's getting very messy. The cannons certainly can start getting shut down here by infantry, and that is going to be huge, allowing the Lion Chariots to seal the deal. Ironbreakers are fleeing right now, as well as the Grudge Bearer, away from the Star of Avalon to try to drag out these key units for Enticity. And the archers are now raining down fire quite nicely. Norgrim and the Ironbreakers are trying, but it's looking a little rough. They're being shot by double archers and cycle charged down by chariots. However, Hammerers are holding their line here, and they can certainly dish out the damage back pretty effectively. If the Dwarves can kill all of the chaff, all of these basic White Lion units, then they may be in a good situation, because in the back here, the line approach has been halted here by the Hammerers and the Dragonbacks. The cannons can continue to fire in, and they certainly need to, because both War Lion chariots are going to start to rack up some pretty serious damage. Ironbreakers in the front line trying to push through. They want to Kobe these blasting charges onto the archers, which is easier said than done when you have a load of big old great axes in the face dragging you down. It looks like the Hammerers, as well as the Dragonback Slayers, trying to get in here to support the cannon, but one cannon has gone down. Alario needs to be careful. If she ends up getting surrounded by Dragonbacks, she will not escape because they apply this slow. Oath of Vengeance also has gone down on her, and she is waddling her little bird booty away, but she's really struggling and starting to take quite a pounding. The Dwarfs, if they can kill her right now, will be in a brilliant position because healing is so key here to the high elf forces. Eagle does decide to try to snipe out the other cannon. We have a unit Dragon Princess, which is such an interesting pick here. I've almost never seen Dragon Princess brought against the Dwarfs, but that shock damage is really starting to pay off, and a lot of the Dwarfs are starting to struggle. Alario does get an Earthblood down on her. Dragonback Slayers need to finish her off, though, but the archers are here, and Aiden really going to start to add into the damage on the Dragonbacks. A cannon shot just arcs through and slaughters its own Slayer. That's a sad day. Alario's wavering, guys. She's struggling a bit. It's not the end of the day, end of the world, if she breaks, because she will now, by the design of the game, take the quickest physical route out of danger. So if she can escape, this is how she can do it. Chariots are getting engaged once again with hammers. Thorgrim cannot be cycle charged. That's kind of the problem. You don't push him over, he's always going to swing back, and somehow Grombrindal's kept a cannon shooting. This is madness. And he's firing into Alario the Radiant. Now the Dragonbacks are going to switch targets. Right, we're into the archer line. Let's get to carving and allow the cannon to finish off Alario, because she can no longer juke. Big shots coming in, catching her in the rear. And whoever said that this was going to be an easy 4 over Enticity, I'm afraid you're mistaken. It looks like Grombrindal might be able to take this one out the bag. It's still very close, though, because of these archers. Look how much ammunition they have left on them. Plus, we still have the Lion Chariots, and it seems like this cannon may get finished off here. Peak Gate Guard desperately trying to protect it. Alario, can she rally? Minus 10 health. Not minus 10 health. Minus 10 leadership. There we go. 90 health, but she's gone. And with her going, balance power is flooding in the advantage of the Dwarfs and Grombrindal. Both Lion Chariots, though, are alive. 2 models on this unit, 3 on the other. That's a lot of damage output, but with the cannons still alive and all 3 models still active, it seems like only 2 are actually firing those. The tooltip may indeed be lying to us here. They want to finish off these Chariots and Eagles where possible, and eventually the Archer ammo will run out, but the Dwarfs may run out as well. They're very low on the ground, and it looks like Enticity, he's just going to try to snipe out these isolated targets with his Chariots, which is the way to do this. Eagle goes for an absolute kamikaze charge, which I don't know if he learned the lesson from Alario, because if these Dragonbacks do get on top of him, he will be finished off for good, but he's just about staying ahead of the Slayers. Beautiful play here by Enticity, finishing off the cannon there with the archer support. There is, however, still 55 hammers and a full chub Thorgrim. And yeah, Thorgrim's pretty nasty when it comes down to it. Chariot's going to try to cycle charge the Dwarfs, though, to death, while the archers do kite back. This game is certainly not over yet, particularly with that cannon going down. That is a really nice pick all round here. And you can see the Dwarfs are a little isolated, but we have Dragonbacks, we have Giant Slayers, units which will be fine against the Chariots if they can avoid the pressure here of the archers. Poor little Ironbreakers, 69 kills for them though, so they're happy lads, but they're going to be going down, unfortunately, here. Now the Chariots are going to turn their wrath onto these Ironbreakers, as well as a unit of 55 Hammers. This is such a close game. Looks like the Dragonbacks are really trying to support here the cannon, which, if it can come back, there's only 3 members. I think that means they can man 1 cannon. It does depend on the artillery piece, but we'll have to see, and the Dwarfs are going to start to realign their forces and try to finish them off. But the archers are heavy. This is so close, guys. This is so close. We tried. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is really close. Enticity is just such a scrapper, such a good player. He knows exactly how to manage almost every situation. And right now he's like, right, I'm going to kill your Giant Slayers. I'm going to use all my ammunition if I have to. I need to kill the Giant Slayers because they are a hard counter right now to my Lion Chariots. And I need to force them off the field as quickly as possible. And it looks like, yeah, Grombrindal going to give up with the Dragonback Slayers. There's no point trying to save this cannon crew anymore. It can't even man the cannons. So try to meet up with your homies. But that's certainly easier said than done because Chariots are going to come in, swarm, and run you down. Luckily, of course, Dragonback Slayers do come in with the glorious power of the Dragonback. Lowering speed by 36, which is actually quite huge here, because it will enable them to catch Chariots and other such units. Dwarfs need the slow grind now. Just going to chase archers, just waste ammunition, and it's going to be what it's going to be. Really good luck, have fun. Looks like that was a little bit of delayed message there. Yeah, man. The cannons, like, exactly. They did their job. Like, Larry could have just dived back and forth, but the cannon shots coming in, once she kind of got finished off, yeah, there was no hope for her survival. PK Guard going to try to turn and support. Unfortunately, this is the way of being a dwarf. You end up just getting chased around the battlefield and kind of kited in the end game and picked apart. And you really cannot... Yeah, dwarfs have great leadership, but you cannot underestimate cycle charging. It is so powerful in the game. Archers do launch shots into the Giant Slayers, but the Giant Slayers will be able to catch the Archers here and cleave a few of those pointy-eared princesses, as they would say, to the ground, which is good news for them, but now they're going to get finished off by White Lions. Chariots are swarming, trying their little hit and runs, but Thorgrim is here, trying to counterpunch them as well, but the hammers are getting low. I don't know. Grombrindal's played this pretty damn amazingly, particularly in the mid-stage of the battle, but Enticity is scrapping back hard here. White Lions do finish off the remainder Slayers. Archers are starting to run quite low on ammunition, however, and we still have a decent number of hammers, but they're quite low HP, so their morale may break, and that would leave the Grudge Bearer against everyone. Stand your ground has been popped though. Chariots are starting to waver just by coming into close proximity to someone as glorious as Thorgrim, and they are going to have to flee back once more. Archers continue to rein in. The Dwarfs with stand your ground propped. Thorgrim is bellowing orders. You stand your ground, Dowie of the Empire, and you fight. And Oath of Vengeance did go down on those Lion Chariots, and they're both wavering, but the entire Dwarf army is now routing, apart from Grombrindal, not Grombrindal, Thorgrim. It's so hard to say because Grombrindal's playing, but playing as the Grudge Bearer here. But we have 47 Dragonback Slayers. They need to get back here and support Thorgrim because the Archers are basically out of ammunition at this point. Oh, this unit's got some. And Thorgrim may go down here. He may go down. He's trying his best. He's slapping. He's fighting. He's roaring. But he is coming under the age-old trouble of Dwarfs, which is the Cycle Charge. And he may well go down. Balance Power still is in favour of the Dwarfs. But look at that leadership rock every time the enemy do come in. If he runs, that's game over. Dragonback Slayers have no chance here of holding this down. Some Dwarfs are coming back though. We have Ironbreakers, we have Hammerers trying to get to the aid of the Grudge Bearer, but these Lion Chariots are so amazing in this matchup. It's like, I would recommend bringing them almost every time, and the Hiles don't even have to. That's how good this matchup is for them. Hammerers are doing some decent work now to the Chariots, who are taking a bit of HP damage. He needs to pull these Dragonback Slayers over to support. Like, yes, they're going to get shot, but Thorgrim can't stand alone, and he's actually wavering out to the point of breaking, which is really rough due to the cycle charging, and it looks like the Chariots will clatter in, and there's just so little hope now, I think, for the Dwarfs after what has been a fantastically close game. Hammerers and Ironbreakers are wavering. Dragonbacks get obliterated by bowfire here. The Grudge Bearer does manage to pop stand your ground, which is huge, and any damage he can get, just slow the Chariots, allow the Dwarfs to actually hit them and get them off the field, because the Archers are running really low on ammunition, but still 6 volleys on this unit is probably enough right now to win the day. Hammerers try to come back, but the Great Eagle is doing its duty here. Hammerers trying to chase off those Lion Chariots who are up to 66 kills. The Dragonbacks fighting alongside their Liege Lord once again. And the Lion Chariots are wavering. They've wavered so many times. This is so disgustingly close. If these Chariots shatter, which there is a chance, the other unit has gone at this point, maybe Thorgrim can carry. But it's going to be tough because the Archers are going to shoot him quite happily now. But I hear a cry of Kazook as the Dwarfs once again rally in, trying to break these Archers and finish off the Great Eagle, which has been hit by an Oath of Vengeance. But the Lion Chariots pull through once more, up to 70 kills at this point, and probably some pretty ridiculous damage value here, 1.5, and that's it. Thorgrim shatters, the Slayers try to hold the line, but the High Elves are victorious. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was insane! That was insane! I thought there was no hope for Enticity after Alario got sniped. Thorgrim, Grombrindal, was in such a good position. He was so comfortable. But that late game management from Enticity can never be overlooked. Alario, a pitiful 278 damage value, but she got some nice Earthbloods off. White Lions got slaughtered. It really did come down to the Archer Corps, who performed amazing, I should say. 1.1, 1.5, and 1.4 damage value. The Lion Chariots as well, 838 damage value, 1,572. Not the most insane damage value, but it's the breaking of the leadership. It does not matter that you're a dwarf with gold chevrons. It doesn't matter what you are, unless you're unbreakable, cycle charging will eventually bring you down. The Dragon Princess were an interesting pick. I'm still not 100% convinced on them, but again, they did kind of struggle as well. 284 damage value. The Great Eagle, how I shall never call you a meme again. My god, 2,000 damage value. Enticity doing ODM proud there. Beautiful play. Enticity is an absolute beast. Chad Fulgrim, though, Grombrindal, man, you put up a heroic fight there in what is a really tough matchup. 1,100 damage value on Fulgrim himself. Golden Hammerers, 1.4k damage value. Slayers, 1.1k damage value. 1.9 on the Dragonbacks. Only 642 on the Ironbreakers, but 1.5 on the Peak Gate Guard. 1.3 on the Ironbreakers, and both cannons, 850 and 1,643 damage value. The majority of their units getting this huge amount of value, but it was not enough at the end of the day. Up next, we have Troll Country. That was wild, guys. That was wild. GG. Epic scrap, man. Epic scrap. That was so good. Troll Country is up next. Yeah, man. Fulgrim's like, well played, man. That was, whew. That was, as a guy who does, I must admit, enjoy Dwarfs. That was rough. That was rough to see them fall like that. But again, I actually quite like High Elves as well. The Elves factions in general, like High Elves and Wood Elves, I like a lot. Particularly Wood Elves. Hey, Captain Rum Panda, how are you doing, man? My day's going pretty good. I've made 2 videos, which is always good. I'm having to make 3 videos a day this week to prepare for next week where I'm not going to be here. So busy, but very good, man. And I'm enjoying the battles, as always. GG. What's up, Loopy? How's it going, champion? We're going to have to get you into one of these best of 7s at some point. I think we did have you in one a long time ago as well. Maybe up against Taco or something. Legend has it, the Grombrindal somewhere, just like saying, goddamn High Elves. I agree, man. Mark this day in the book. What a scrap. Elite infantry builds make me unreasonably happy. I think many people are with you there, Raptor. Many people love elite units. I do as well. Enticity! Yes! Going Lizardmen! Which, if you didn't, guess already by my reaction, are my favourite faction in the game. Lizardmen banning VP and Tomb Kings. Interestingly enough, not banning Skaven. Oh no, he's already played Skaven and Dwarfs. Oh yeah, Lizardmen, such a good pick here there. Empire aren't bad in this situation up against the forces of the Lizardmen, but it looks like all around Grombrindal shall be going Chaos. We've seen him take down really elite top tier players before with Chaos, actually. We saw him beat a Vampire Count player, believe it or not, in one of our King of the Hills. Lizardmen v Chaos is very fun. It is very fun. So, let me update the scoreboard. I already did. Oh, I'm so on top of it, guys. I even updated the scoreboard. This is a rarity for me. Chad Generic Eagle versus Virgin Fulgrim. Oh no! Oh no! The Eagle was too much, man. But the Great Eagle has been waiting for this match its entire life. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, well, I mean, at the moment, a lot of new rules are being, implemented and tried out. Because banner rules shall eventually cease to exist. I mean, they might get continued. But the guy who made the rules, Aerocrastic, is stepping away from them. So we've got Dacta trying to make some rules. Enticity himself is making some rules. We're going to have to see which ones work and people prefer the most. But maybe they favour elite builds more than the current rule set. So maybe we'll see them a bit more. Any news when the S-tier Beastmen update drops? I believe it's the 14th, I want to say. 14th, 15th, somewhere around there. Which would be really exciting. I will make sure to do, obviously, cover everything DLC related. So do expect a lot of Beastmen, Lizardmen stuff in the future. Yeah, the Eagle, man, with that charge bonus coming in, Nick, I agree. It actually did some good work. Now, Eagles are a little bit squishy, and they don't do as much damage as like a Manticore, so it's kind of like a knockoff Manticore. But in certain matchups, yeah, I think they can actually be pretty good. I've seen, I think it was Era himself actually bringing them quite a few times with some good effect. Yeah, man, just the meta change, mixing stuff up. It's always fun. I'm going to butcher your name, man. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Kazarix is what I'm going to say. You've got a chance, because Grombrindal's favourite faction is Dwarfs, and it's gone. I thought he had it. It was insane. I thought he had that, but man, Enticity, so good with his late game, battlefield awareness and management. He's such a hard cookie to crumble. If only they had the ability to take off to the sky, even if surrounded. Yeah, I do like the fact in Total Warhammer 3, they're bringing in the fact you can land flying troops. It's going to be interesting how this affects it. It may have to be something which gets perfected over time, of course. All these big changes can end up breaking games and stuff, but eventually, you know, when Total Warhammer 3 hits, it's going to be carnage for like 2 months. It's going to be madness. No one's going to have a clue about the meta, what anything does, what any of the rules are, and then we'll figure it out, just like the guys did with Total Warhammer 2. I wasn't there for that bit, but I'm assuming it was mental. I'm assuming it was crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are, feel free to hit that little thumbs up button. Not only when you hit that button is a little duckling born into the world full of life and joy, but also, yeah, it helps push the channel out to more people, so we can summon more ducks for the Great Dark Empire. And I have some worrying news for you guys about the Great Dark Empire. It's gotten to the point, good luck, have fun, awesome. It's gotten to the point where, at work the other day, I nearly said quack to a customer, instead of hello. Because I'm so used to now talking on the channel and being like, oh, quack, quack. That I was like, a customer came up and said, hey, and my initial instinct was to say quack. And I, like, caught myself midway through. I must have looked like I was kind of, like, buffering. Because I was like, hi? But yeah, it was close. It was close. Oh my god, my eyes are, like, watering. I got hay fever. No! Go away. I should have taken my tablets today. But I'll sell in just a little second. But yeah, so I almost gave away that about the Great Duck Uprising to some random person. That's that glorious water. So normally, in my humble opinion, the best way to play this as Lizardmen is to go kite. You bring something like a Stegodon with a great bow, or a solar engine or something like that along those lines as your final fallback point. So you kind of place that out of the back here, particularly on a small map like this. You would then have a line of Saurus Warriors, which is also a fallback line. You then have Skink Cults with Javelins, and then you have Chameleon Skinks. Chameleons harass, fight, and fall back to the Javelins. The Javelins then fight, harass, and fall back to the Saurus, and at the end of the day, you have a big dinosaur behind you as well, backing you up. But it looks like we're not going to get that. Oh my god, this looks like an interesting build for sure. And Tessi's brought some really cool stuff today. So let's go over his Lizardmen first, as you know, I am somewhat partial to a Dino Boy. We have Saurus Warriors with shields, dotted all the way along the front line, looking absolutely ferocious as always. They will rip, tear, bite. They don't just use weapons, and that's what makes the Saurus so powerful. They've got rendering claws, shields with spikes. Whatever it takes, they'll get the job done. We have Tuners of Kroxgor as well to help back them up. Cold of Sotek, triple Skink Cults with Javelins, a Saurus Scarvetch, a hero I should use far more often than I do, and I have slowly moved him into my my builds more and more. He's just very powerful single entity monster duelist. And we have a Slar Mage Priest of Life, come with Earthblood and Regrowth, and all the good items and abilities, such as the Shield of the Old Ones. And we have another Feral Carnosaur, so double Carnosaur action indeed. For the Forces of Chaos, these guys get out of the way real quick here. We have Chaos Warriors of Great Weapons. We have Chaos Halberds as well, backing them up. And on the flanks, we have some older horsemen with throwing axes. We have a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. We have a Chaos Sorcerer Metal with Serum Doom and Final Transmutation. And we have the boy, Kolek Suneater. Man, both these guys have come with some really fun builds today. Chosen with Halberds and Kolek Suneater. Yeah, this is going to be some wild stuff now. The Chosen are good against everything in this build, pretty much. So the stuff they need to avoid is banishments, javelin pressure, and just getting slowly ground down by the sheer weight of the infantry potential here. But Inticity's build is well designed here to deal with big monsters. We have the Saurus Scarvetchon. We also, of course, have the Feral Carnosaur and healing, and that is something that the Chaos will lack. And Kolek's actually unable to land a hit here, but Chosen Halberds have now engaged in combat as well. That Saurus Scarvet going to be getting healed up if he takes damage anytime soon, and you can say Inticity's like, you know what? I don't care about this left side of your army. Like, if it's not facing me right now, I don't need to engage. I'm actually going to focus down the right-hand side. And oh my god, that Saurus Scarvetchon gets absolutely crushed there by the Star Crusher. But Kolek needs to fall back. He is in enemy territory at this point. Kroxgor are fighting Chosen with Halberds, which isn't a good day for them. But my god, the Saurus Scarvetchon took such little damage in that fight and then turns around and just beats the snot out of the Suneater. Though this Feral Carnosaur is now isolated and alone up against double Dragon Ogres, one of which is Kolek, all of a sudden the tables turn and it is Grombrindal's time to shine. Feral Carnosaur getting absolutely obliterated here in a matter of seconds. But there's been good damage done to Kolek. That's very good in the long game here for the Lizardmen. But the Feral Carnosaur is defeated, unfortunately. Shield of the Old Ones goes down. And we do have the Cold of Sotek in here fighting up against the Chosen, which is a good target for them all round. The second unit Chosen is starting to engage, and the Horsemen are throwing those javelins at the Kroxigor. We do have some Chaos Warriors Weapons coming back, but unfortunately this Feral Carnosaur is just gone because Grombrindal is going to chase them off rather wisely with the Marauder Horsemen, which is a play I quite like. A Fat Banishment does come down, catching the Chosen. Oh, and it's a nasty one as well. It's really catching a large portion of the unit, but there is another second quite healthy unit here. It looks like Kolek as well as the Dragon Ogre are hunting down the Saurus Scar Veteran. If I'm them, I'm actually going to be going after this Salon Mage Priest. Make that Carnosaur come to you, because otherwise you're going to be eating a load of javelins to the face. Very close game so far. Chosen are starting to waver a little bit. Likewise are all the ground forces of Chaos, with these warriors falling back. But in come a second unit of Chaos Warriors, and they're going to be getting the charge into the Saurus Warriors, which is quite key here. Because, you know, you get the charge bonus and the Saurus Warriors don't. Chosen still 59 here, looking pretty strong. We do get a overcast final transmutation going down. Saurus Scar Veteran is getting bullied right now by Kolek, but Saurus Warriors looking to pin these guys in place. However, the Saurus Scar Veteran does actually accidentally fall back in to the final transmutation, and a lot of these troops are starting to bite the bullet. It's starting to look pretty favourable for the Warriors of Chaos, but we've said this before, obviously, against Enticity, and you just never know of him. He's such a good player. Kolek Sun Eater is taking quite a pounding now, which is quite scary. The Saurus Obla getting his second regrowth of the game, and Kolek just can't quite hit because there's a few Saurus in the middle, really messing up both these guys' attack animation, and the Saurus Scar Veteran seems to be hitting every shot, and Kolek can't really land a decent blow, at least at the moment. Might have a heavy night drink in here, but again, Saurus Scar Veterans are very good melee combatants, so it certainly can indeed happen. Saurus Scar Veteran is going to fall back. Once again, he has the healing potential. The longer the game goes on, the better for the Lizardmen forces. And Kolek, once again, is isolated away from his Dragon Ogre Shegoth buddy. Horsemen are now coming back with a beautiful rear charge into the Skink cohorts. Shield of the Old Ones goes down, which is huge, as Star Crusher comes in. And I think the Saurus Scar Veteran is going to defeat Kolek and slay him. That is huge. His little brother comes in, weeping Dragon Ogre tears. Saurus Scar Veteran may go down, but the huge thing here is, though Chaos, I'd say, are still in a relatively solid state of advantage because they have Chosen, they have more infantry, and they have this Dragon Ogre. And if they can kill the Saurus Scar Veteran, the Slan Mage Priest is going to be easy pickings for the Dragon Ogre. That leadership debuff is massive right now. It is massive. And the Warriors of Chaos are feeling that blow. You can see just Warriors of Chaos wanting to retreat in all different directions. We still have some Throne Axes who need to support and kill this Saurus Scar Veteran, who's down to just 1,000 health. With the support of the Horsemen, it might be worth fighting this. Earthblood, though, is going to be healing up the Saurus Scar Veteran at the moment. Such a close game once again, and the Chaos Sorcerer Metal is still alive, which is pretty crucial. 53 Chosen is massive as well. If these guys can just get off these Saurus Warriors, that's kind of the problem. The Saurus Warriors are always sticking to them and engaging with them, and it's causing all kinds of problems here for the Warriors of Chaos. Cold-Blooded is popped here on the Saurus Scar Veteran. It looks like Grombrindal decides that now is the hour, now is the time. Riders of Kolek, stand and fulfill your oaths and all that good stuff. Saurus Scar Veteran down to 66 health is still fighting, which is madness, but he's got a Cold-Blooded popped on him, and the Dragon Ogre Shegoth is defeated. Likewise is the Saurus Scar Veteran realistically. I think there's no way, with 48 health, is he going to be able to rally here. Balance power is in favour of the Lizardmen forces right now. We still have 12 Kroxigor, which is pretty scary, and the Slan. The Saurus Scar Veteran is just like, nah, I'm good, lads. I'm good. It's a flesh wound. A mere flesh wound. It looks like army losses may set in. Or not army losses, but, you know, a lot of troops are routing, which is really bad news here. Because if there's a final transmutation left, the infantry is not that much to talk about. I mean, the Kroxigor are kind of the problem right now. It looks like the Saurus Scar Veteran did go down. But, I mean, he had a fantastic dispel. Oh, he's alive! What on earth? No! I died, but then I lived! And I have no idea how he's standing 30 hit points. And he just doesn't give a damn. He's like, nah, I ain't scared of no chaos. I was born for this, bred for this, molded for this. And now the one little red-crested skink's going to be charging in. Get back here, Chaos. I'm ready for a scrap. He needs to avenge his brothers here. He does pop refuse to die as well, and he only has 1 hit point, which is just hilarious. And this is going to allow the Lizardmen just to take the high ground right now. Do we still have Throne Axes? We do. Grombrindal needs to be careful. He needs to use the ammunition to finish that Saurus Old Blood off, I think. Or Saurus Scar Veteran. It's looking a little rough. We do have 51 chosen, though, as well as probably a lot of Winds of Magic. Probably a lot of Winds of Magic, which could be huge here. It could be huge. This is so close. This is so close, man. Come on, Chaos Screens, Lord Khorne. Wishing them on, willing them on. Come on, my brothers, fight. But a Shield of the Old Ones has been popped, which is really bad news here for the Warriors of Chaos. Horseman, some ammunition is left, trying to get that last shot, and the banishment does strike, and it gets caught. No! This is such bad news for the Warriors of Chaos. That was like the one thing the Chosen couldn't get caught by, and they got absolutely decimated by it. The rest of their forces are fleeing. I don't know if we have a final transmutation left. Horsemen are also breaking before the might of the Kroxigor, and it could just come down to leadership. The Sora Scar veteran continuing to fight side by side by his Slann. We do have a final transmutation coming down, catching the majority of what does remain here of the Lizardmen forces. Horsemen probably want to commit. Charge into the rear of this Kroxigor and try to break their leadership, because that is how you're going to win the game. It may stabilize the Chosen, but the Chosen are terrified and fleeing. I do not blame them. There's a freaking unkillable Scar veteran among you, and he is feasting tonight, and that is going to be game. Another fantastic close scrap. Enticity taking punch after punch in the mid-game once again, much like the Dwarf game, but then he's bleeding. He's on the back burner. Coming with a haymaker, taking out Kolek, taking out the Dragon Ogre. Woo! I need a break, guys, after that. That was madness. That was madness. This is Lostria. Enticity coming in with a Pyrrhic victory. 934 damage value, but that saw a Scar veteran 2,448 damage value. The Ferrocano only 182 though. Kroxigor did a good job, 810, 999. As well did the little skinkies with their javelins, and Saurus across the board performed pretty good, particularly this unit, 1,300. Give those guys a pay rise. I actually really like this Chaos build. I think it's pretty off meta, not just bringing a spam load of horsemen. Likewise, Anticities, no like spam mode of chameleons and stuff. So it's always good fun to see. And both these guys have put on such a good performance so far. Kolek, 2.3k damage value. His Dragon Ogre buddy, 1,700. And the Sorcerer, 1.3. All across the board, his units did pretty good. I mean, the Chosen Halberds, 1.6k damage value. The other, those suffering with only 900. The Horsemen performing really well. 480 on this unit, but the other, 1,000. That was, wow. Wow, GG, well played. Madness game. That was very, very close stuff there. And we are on to Summer Song. We are on to Summer Song. So let's pop that map on. Summer Song is the map. Man, this is currently, I think, what, Frio Enticity. This could easily be like 2-1 Grombrindal. It has been so tight here. But let's quickly change that scoreboard. Enticity, going for the sweep. Coming in strong. Coming in strong. Yeah, honestly, Kolek's RNG was pretty garbage up against the Saurus Scar veteran, I must admit. But still, like, that doesn't take away from Anticity's performance, man. He really ground that one out. Yeah, man, that Saurus Scar veteran killed both the Dragon Ogres, including one which is Kolek, and survived on 40 HP to the end of the game. We need to name him. We need to name him. What's up, Crow? How you doing, buddy? What's up, Zypher? Glad to have you here, bud. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all good in the herd today. Man, we've got over 100 people watching right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been super good fun so far. And hopefully we get many more games. So, if you haven't seen the last Best of 7 between Alfredino and Vicious Satsuma, please do cover your ears now for like the next 10 seconds. Because I'm going to spoil a little bit of the result of what happened on that one. So, yeah, put your things in your ears for the next 10 seconds starting from now. So, last time we had a Best of 7. Satsuma was on the ropes, Frio down, and clutched it with a reverse sweep. So maybe that'll happen again. We'll have to wait and see, guys. We'll have to wait and see. Man, yeah, that was a really good game, but yeah, Kolek just could not connect to start with. Which can be a problem, of course. It is sometimes a gamble with some of those larger creatures. Yeah, man. That Scarvet. was amazing. Yeah, that Scarvet, man, did so much work. I do feel there for the Dino Boys, man. Killed 2 lads. Oh, no, they know what happened. They were there. They witnessed it. So, Foggen going Brettonia banning Dwarfs and Greenskins, but then picking Lizardmen. Interesting. Maybe he's just looking at the Scarvet's leadership and trying to do the maths in his head. How do you feel about that Carnosaur? It was just amazing. It was just amazing. Oh, was Enticity streaming as well? Oh, hell yeah. So those who don't know, Enticity here, both these guys do a huge amount for the community. Grombrindal is a clan, a head of a clan, very open to collaborations, clan wars, that kind of stuff, and really is one of the driving forces behind the dwarf community in Total War as well. And Enticity does indeed have a YouTube channel. You can find him, I believe it's just called Enticity, with this little picture that you can see up here. So it's like his face, and there's like a little bit of green coming over top. And he also hosts tournaments, all that good stuff, has formed his own ladder system, trying to create rules as well to go forward with the new DLC and all that good stuff. So yeah. Oh no, you just missed an amazing game. Yeah, Chosen Tear Around does kind of hurt me as well. I think they should have immune to psych. I think they should. Brett Lizardmen. Oh, sorry, man. Brett. Oh, okay, cool. So we're getting Brettonia. No worries. We'll see who comes up against them. I don't think Chosen should be unbreakable, but I do feel like they should, yeah, get immune to psych. I think that'd be fine change. You probably wouldn't even have to up their price tag that much. Enticity going Chaos. Chaos once more. So I believe Korn's in chat. And by the way, like top secret here, Lord Korn, who sometimes does Vibe with us in chat, is actually the god Korn. He's a fan of Rebel War. I spoke to him about it. There was a lot of fire and a lot of blood and a lot of screaming in the voice chat, but he's a fan himself, so I'm sure he'd be rooting for his Chaos boys here. Which I'm rather excited to see what Enticity does. Both these guys have been bringing pretty damn interesting and fun builds so far. So I would love to see more of it. I would love to see more. Yeah, man, these best of 7 seem pretty popular. It's definitely something I'm looking to do more and more. We can also experiment with rules and maps and all that kind of stuff whilst we do it. Because it's competitive, I'm trying to get like really top talented players to play in them. Yeah, it kind of gives us a chance to experiment and try stuff in a competitive setting, which is definitely very different just to trying stuff out with, around quick battles and stuff. Jay Phoenix, how are you doing? Hope you're all good. Hope you're all good in the hood. Yeah, this matchup's going to be a little bit rough, I think. Grombrindal, though, has the power of his people rooting him. You've missed some, quite frankly, ridiculous games. Like, ridiculous. It is currently 3-0 to Enticity. Really trying to drive back the forces of Grombrindal. It could easily be 2-1 Grombrindal. The last 2 games, I would say at the midpoint of the battle, he was ahead in both of them. Both the last game and the Dwarf one. But Enticity, man, you can never, ever, like, let your guard down. I mean, I don't think Grombrindal did. I think just Enticity's play in the end of just isolating troops, finishing off key targets, cycle charging, dragging and clawing his way back into the games has what's got him this far so far. Oh, it wasn't pleasurable screaming, no. It was just like blood-curdling cries. You reckon he's going to bring 5 more as 5 Horsemen? I mean, Enticity's been playing rush builds today. He's been bringing real heavy rush builds. So, neither of these guys gone with the real meta, which is fun to see. Ready, good luck, have fun. Quack, quack, what's up, Blackform? Hope you're all good, man. It's going to be quite a short stream, because we may be bowing out here, if Enticity does win, so channel your energy, guys. Give it to Grombrindal. Allow him to succeed so we can see more glorious games, which I'm very excited for. But the good news is, we do have another stream coming tomorrow, which will definitely be a fat stream, probably about 3 hours long. Because it is Death Before Dishonor, Qualifier 4, your last chance to get in to the Grand Finals, which will probably be held in about 2 weeks' time, because I'm away next week, so the week after we will try to do the finals. And so far, Chosen One booked his spot in place, taking out, I believe, Ice Power in the final for that. We then have Void, and then Ice Power himself with the comeback, getting in, looking to probably get a revengeful showdown up against Chosen One. Which, if it was a best of 3, Ice Power would have won, but Chosen One did a reverse sweep on him and kind of came back. Go Chaos, crush the puny Thay! Grind her into dust. What's up, Parkrilla? How are you, champion? I hope you're all good today. Thank you so much, Blackthorn. Thank you so much. Blackthorn's like one of the OG supporters of the channel and a real MVP when it comes to helping me organise stuff and being a moderator. I'm very curious to see what these guys bring. Very curious indeed. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. 4 times Question Knights, you think? Question Knights are good. Probably the best cavalry in the game. I bounce around. Blood Knights, Question Knights, they're all knights at the end of the day. So for the forces of Chaos, looks like Enticity certainly taking no prisoners there. Shall be coming in with the expected... Chaos Marauders, actually. Okay, so you've got Chaos Marauders with great weapons and Chaos Warriors. The reason you're going to see so many great weapons here is, at the moment, if you countercharge cavalry, I think it's due to the length of the weapon and the fact that they're quite long. They can actually sometimes strike the cavalry before the cavalry impacts them, therefore making the cycle charging far less effective. We have a ton of horsemen as well from Enticity, just a load of horse masters and horsemen, the max amount he can physically have. We then have armoured chaos trolls, which is so cool. You never get to see armoured trolls. They have really cool models. I love the little shields and skulls attached to all of them as well. We do have the mighty Chaos Sorcerer of Fire coming with Burning Head, as well as Prince Sigvald the Magnificent with his Auroric armour. For the forces of Brettonia, we do indeed have peasant mobs. It isn't really a Brettonia build without peasant mobs, right? That's my opinion at least. We have Spearmen at Arms dotted along the front line. We have a peasant bowman, quite a few of them it would seem, and then the companions and Question Knights. So triple Question Knights, not 4 I don't think, just the 3. We then of course have the Fey Enchantress, Doe Paladin, as is expected. And then we have triple mounted yeoman archers, including the Wardens of Montfort. And they'll trade okay up against Marauder Horsemen, but they are vastly outnumbered right here by the enemy skirmish cavalry. He went wide. He always goes wide. I watch more than I play lately, mate. I actually cast more than I play, which is pretty crazy. I am certainly looking to try to play some more games soon. So I may make myself one of these best of 7 people at some point. Maybe me versus Poison Ducky. We can have Duck v Duck action or something. The Wardens do fall back. Raining fire down on the Marauder Horsemen, drive them away. The Horse Masters as well are going to be taking decent damage here to Peasant Bowman fire. The Horsemen in the distance have actually been caught out by peasants, which is hilarious. Go, little peasants! Slaughter! Yes, they've got the blood furies upon them. Khorne is imbued in them with strength. And they got 2 kills, which is better than most peasants get in their lifetime. So, Yeomen are kind of just skirmishing, flirting with the horsemen on this flank, doing a pretty solid job here. A big, juicy burning head, though, does go down this peasant bowman. And it looks like Grombrindal did manage to juke in time, although just a little bit too late. He did notice it, but yeah, a little slow down that. Spearmen do get clattered into by Chaos Trolls, as well as Prince Sigvald, and the Paladins, well, they're just going to sit this one out for now, and now charging with the support of Question Knights, looking for a big scrap. But Chaos Warriors are here to fight. Standard Die has gone down, and that's going to be a scary fight for both players. Horsemen, again, hounded by the peasants, and it looks like the peasants actually drove off 1 unit with 10 kills. MVPs, no matter what happens, I would say. Question Knights have been slaughtered here by a mixture of Chaos Trolls, Horsemen, and Horse Masters, and the central fight is going bloody. Both Paladins looking pretty healthy for now, but Sigvald's so tanky. Question Knights have Favour of the Fae popped on them, but these grey weapons have done horrendous damage, cleaving open the armour there. Companions are fighting with an Overcast Earthblood alongside more companions here, trying to carve their way through the Chaos Warriors and double Trolls. Trolls don't have the best leadership, so this isn't the worst gambit, particularly with Peasant Bowman support. He may be able to break them off and drive them off the field. Another Burn Head's going to come down on the Peasant Bowman, and it's going to catch them, and oh my god, there's just nothing left in that wake. nothing left. The Sorcerer up to 61 kills. It's going to be kiting back the Paladin, though the companions get back here, they scream, and they might just be able to catch him. Looks like they do, and now he could well indeed get trapped. A similar trap maybe that we saw Alariel in, right, in that previous game from Grombrindal. Spin Arms, Peasant Mobs are going down here, unfortunately. The Quest Knight's done a good job, though, driving off the Trolls. There is still a lot of thrown axes left, though, and the Peasants are kind of starting to run out. Although we still have the Triple Yeoman, so there's still the Arsenal tools are left alive right here. We are going to get a Nerf Blood. The Chaos Sorcerer has gone. It looks like he tried to overcast and exploded himself, which is probably how every Chaos Sorcerer realistically wants to die. Poor little Quest Knights are being hounded here by mounted horsemen, but the Yeomen are on approach looking to support. Prince Sigvald's very healthy though, and he can be quite scary force himself. Peasant Bowmen are being forced back here. Looks like they are going to break. Horsemen doing a fantastic job forcing off 2 units here of the archers, and it looks like there's nothing fast enough left on the Brettonia forces to really catch out the opponent. The the Paladins and Fae cycle charging Chaos Warriors trying to support their Peasant Mobs, who the Peasant Mobs have been very good today. They've done a lot of decent work, and it looks like companions do fall back before the might of the Chaos Trolls. Good micromanagement there by Grombrindal, and once again, the Mounted Yeomen, very powerful in this matchup it seems, are being used to threaten and force off all the Mortal Horsemen. Quest Knights are now going to take a charge by Chaos Trolls, but are supported by all the ranged troops, looking to break the morale of the Trolls, which isn't the worst idea in the world, but the Mounted Yeomen are going to be needed to force off all the Horse Masters on such units. Unfortunately, the Peasant Archers have been shattered by this point. Spearmen trying to box out the Horse Masters, but Intensity is not going to have any of that. I'll take the long road if I have to, and I'll whip up and around. And so the other Archer support, unfortunately, has broken as well. So Mobility Game is certainly well and truly in favour right now of the forces of Chaos, but Fate of the Fates pops on these companions, and we do have a duking attempt on Sigvald here, with 1 Paladin and the Fey Enchantress trying their best. Sigvald's almost unsnipeable, though. We do have a Chalice Potions coming down. Catching some of those Trolls can give them a rather awkward headache, but luckily for them, it only really dishes out damage to infantry. Mounted Yeomen trying their best, but it seems like Enticity may be taking this 4-0 in what's been arguably the most hotly contested 4-0 I've ever seen. It really doesn't do Grombrindal justice, who quite easily could have got a couple of these games, but Intensity showing why he is not only one of the best players in the game, but one of my players. When I see like these ECL events, I'm always thinking, like, people always say like, oh yeah, they list off the usual suspects who are going to win the event, and I'm like, you cannot leave out Enticity, and he is showing that he's in fine form today. Prince Sigvald, 2k damage value on him. Sorcerer 700, though he did get assassinated. The Marauders got pretty decent work. I mean, 550, 500, 540, and the Great Weapons here, 1,400, 1,200. That's very scary stuff indeed. The Horsemen didn't get the greatest damage value, but Horsemasters fared much better, getting closer to 1,000, 800 damage value, and a 932 here. The Trolls, only one really got decent value in the 860 range. The others were well shut down. As for the forces of Brettonia, really getting the character sniped did start to cause all kinds of big problems. Really beautiful play though by the Yeoman, the Mounted Yeoman, doing pretty good work. Companions as well, 1.7k damage value, 1.1 and 483. So despite the fact that Quest Knights can struggle now because of the counter charge from infantry, they still got some pretty decent stats all around. GG well played. Some really awesome games. Man, that was really good fun. So, let's update the scoreboard quickly. The Mighty Enticity does take that 4-0. But my god, particularly those middle 2 games, they were like so close. What's up, party people? What's up, Captain Morgan? If someone had made a bet, I would have won the bet, man. Great set of matches. Oh, for sure. For sure, man. They were amazing. I played terribly about these games. No, man. No, man. Some of them could easily have swung. They were really good. I feel it's hard, particularly in this game, not to get like tilted when you lose like quite a few games in a row. But Grombrindal, man, if you do watch this back, you played fantastically, particularly in the Dwarf matchup, which is so rough against High Elves. Nearly pulling it through. So close to nearly pulling it through, and likewise with the Chaos against Lizardmen. What's up, Dave the White Lizard? We can do like maybe a little bit more. I'll probably stream to... Well, I've got another video to make today, so I do want to save my voice. I had to make 3 videos a day, so I'll probably get one last battle. I'll do one last battle before we close out the stream, guys. So don't go anywhere just yet. If you guys want, we can play one last match for fun. As I have time, but if not, no worries. We'll see if these guys want to do one more game, man. Yeah, facing Enticity is pretty hard. It's pretty hard. We'll see if we can get one more game. If these guys don't want to play it, that's fine. They've just, like, you know, played a lot of games in a row. No worries, man. Up to you guys. I can play the last game. Awesome. Gentlemen's agreement on matchup. Or we can do blind picks. I'll just select Pillar of Bone. It's a solid map we haven't done yet. So we're going to get another game, guys. Don't go anywhere yet. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm looking to play some Wood Elves. That's cool. We'll see if they can come to an agreement. If not, we can just do blind picks. Oh no! Oh no! Grombrindal! Bringing out Nakai, the boy. The boy Nakai. Wait, you can ask for seconds on a plane? Wait, you can ask for, like... Oh, this is actually life-changing, so I'm actually taking a flight Monday. But it's in country, so we don't get food anyway. Spirit of the Jungle, love it. Yeah, Enticity and Wood Elves is going to be scary, man. Going to be scary. I mean, he's scarier with any matchup, to be honest. Let's have a little look-see. Looks like we have no questions on Discord, which is all good. So I said, once again, guys, both these champs, if you ever do see them in quick battles, in tournaments, always feel free to say hi. They are really lovely people, both huge in the community. Grombrindal leads the charge for Dwarfs, and of course is a clan head as well, head of Sons of the Mountain, who are a fabulous clan. And Enticity, a streamer himself, you can see him here right here on YouTube, just type in Enticity. I believe he actually streamed his point of view of these games as well, so if you do want to see his thought process behind it, make sure to go check him out. That's some big news, man. That is big news. I know you can ask for a second gin and tonic. You sound like you have experience there. Airplane food is not very good at all. Man, you guys haven't been on the right planes. If you fly with Duck Airways, man, we give you all the bread. Baguettes, tiger bread, other bread, seeded bread, bloomers. We got it all. I mean, I should be an advertisement host for Duck Airways. Both players super nice, for sure, man. For sure. Oh, they don't give you seconds with the hot meal. Oh, well, oh, I'm sad now. Yeah, Big Nubus. Honestly, as far as gaming communities go, obviously there's always going to be drama in any community, anywhere, on anything. If you ever, like, this is going to sound so bizarre. My mum has a YouTube channel where she, like, knits and sews and stuff. And, like, in the sewing community, there's drama. So if you can find drama there, like, you can find drama and stuff everywhere. But I think it's because the average age, probably of the fan base of Total War games, is a bit slightly older. It is far less toxic than, like, pretty much any other gaming community, which makes it so nice for me as someone who creates content about it and organise events and stuff. So, for the forces here of Enticity, he's going to be trying out to go quite defensive with the Glade Guard. So a bucket ton of Glade Guard mixed with Starfire Shafts and Hagbane Tips, and a Tonal Guard dotted through the front line. We have Droitcha coming with Pendulum and her Summon, and then we have Glade Riders with Spears, and a lot of them, and triple Wild Riders. Wild Riders are one of those units I fell in love with when I first started playing the game. Thematically, they look so cool. They're like these vengeful, hateful elves riding stags, what's not to love? But yeah, nice build all round. And for the forces of Grombrindal, oh my god. Are these Sacred Kroxagor, or are they just basic Kroxagor? Oh my god, this is such a cool build. We have Red Crested Skink front line, supported by Sacred Kroxagor. So it's Kroxagor themed, coming in with Nakai. So basic Kroxagor and Sacred Kroxagor dotted all the way along. Red Crests backed up by Javelins, as well as Nakai the Wanderer, coming in with all of his items and debuffs. He's like 2-point-something K here. Now, the Eternal Guard are realistically going to be the problem, as well as obviously the range. But the Wild Riding stuff really might struggle here, because they might get caught up by the Kroxagor, and then Red Crested Skinks can really dish out the damage. It looks like the Sacred Kroxagor, unfortunately, are being focus fired down. This is certainly what you should be doing if you're playing a bow-style faction. Shoot one target and finish it off and kill it, then pick and choose the next. Nakai trying to get his Kroxagor into combat. Eternal Guard are forming a shield wall, though, and they could be met here in a bit of a sticky end. We're going to see a Pendulum come down, which is certainly designed to finish off Saurus Warriors, but will equally do fine against Red Crested. We also have an Explosion come down on this side. It is going to be the Summon here. Did Grombrindal not even bring a Mage? He went full Kroxagor. Like, if there's not a Kroxagor Mage, I want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to see it. I want nothing. And oh my god, look how quickly Nakai gets eviscerated by Bowfire. 2,800 hit points and falling rapidly. Kroxagor are trying to fight through, but this is looking very messy already. I do love the Kroxagor theme. We get a lovely little Miasma of Despair going down, trying to lower the leadership of these Eternal Guard, but the Eternal Guard have really powerful leadership, so even with the Kroxagor clashing into them, it can be pretty rough, and yeah, they can hold the line still despite the losses, and that's going to buy time for Glade Guard. This type of tactic with a load of Glade Guard is really overlooked. People should bring it way more often. Glade Guard, Dark Shard, Elvish Bowfire lines, people should bring them way more than they actually do. You don't have to go fancy with Way Watchers and other such troops. Poor Nakai, though. I don't even know where his body is. It's... oh. It's, sad noises. So sad that he actually disappeared. And that's going to be game. My god. Man, that was a quick one, though. Wood Elf all round are pretty angry and hateful for sure, man. For sure. That was just a sensation. That was really unlucky in fairness on just the picks. I love the Kroxagor theme, but unfortunately, like, yeah, Droitcha 850 damage value is not too shabby, but 1,800, 600, 1,100, 600 on the Glade Guard, and then you just started playing. Ouch. GG. Look how they massacre my boy Nakai. Man, that was brutal. Yeah, the Kraken Lord with that crossfire is brutal. GG, man. Did my boy dirty. Like how they massacre my boy Nakai. I love the Kroxagor theme, though. F for Nakai. F for Nakai. Thanks for playing, guys. It was a really fun set of games. Man, I feel so bad for Nakai there. They were some really awesome games, though. Particularly those middle two. I still can't get over that Dwarf High Elf game. It really has, like, messed with my mind. I'm sure it messed with Grombrindal's as well. He's like, I've got this! No, what's happening? And it's another grudge yet gets added to the book. But GG, looks like Enticity is peacing out here. So thank you for Enticity and Grombrindal for taking part here today. I'm soon looking to do another best of 7. Not next week again, because I'm away, so there will be no streams next week. There will be a stream tomorrow, though, so don't worry about that. But I'll be doing a best of 7 probably the week I get back, because I really enjoy them. They're fun. They're quite quick streams as well. Nice, easy to cast. I think it gives you guys a load of cool bouts of top-tier competitive players. And this one was really fun. Like, it was a very different stream to our previous stream, which was Both players playing fantastic, but like again, like the super meta, showing you like the cutting edge of like what they can do. And here, both Grombrindal and Enticity proving that you don't have to play meta. They came in with some pretty wild builds and performed damn amazing. Hope you guys did enjoy this one. I'm going to quickly try to see if there is another multiplayer stream currently going on that I can send you boys to, so you can say hello, chill out with them, and all that good stuff, and help spread the Total War Warhammer joy. It looks like... Let's have a little look. Total War Warhammer. I will try to send you to a multiplayer video if we can get one. But let's see if anyone's streaming. So Enticity did stream his point of view. We have a Belagar and Gotrek campaign. Sad noises. I think it's just all campaign streams at the moment. There's not that many multiplayer streamers in fairness, so if it's not one of the big boys on, it's kind of hard to spot people. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it, guys, then. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm looking forward to reviewing the stream and catch you tomorrow. Man, tomorrow's going to be fun. So yeah, we are doing Death Before Dishonor tomorrow. I will very quickly find you guys a link for that in case you want to play. Anyone can play. But you do need to join my Discord. There's a link down below in the description to the Discord. And here is a link to the tournament. So tournament tomorrow is 4:30 PM British Summer Time, so BST. And here's a lovely little link if you would like to sign up. But I think that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be it. I'm off. I'm going to go eat some food and then record another video. We have so much cool stuff coming to you guys in the future. I am very excited. But anyway, until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.